Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Okay, so checking out some more Stormworks. In the last video I said we were going to go to Olsen Bay and we were going to take a look at the logging there. So what I've done is I have two little... I had to build a landing ship so I could bring with me this equipment, and this equipment is what I need to explore Olsen Bay. It's either drive all the way over there or sail all the way over there. And the thing is that we need to take the logs to the destination. Alright, so save this. I don't know if I filled the tanks. Oh, it's been spotting it full this whole time. Alright, that's fine. Oh yeah, we still got lots of fuel. Okay, so Olsen Bay is over here. There's a logging camp. So we have to get the logs from here to the landing craft, and then we'll have to sail down. I know there's another... We can check this one out too. This one seems to be a little bit closer, but we have to get in there with the boat. And then we have to take the logs all the way down to here, I think it is. Is that right? That's the farm. That's the quarry. Yeah, I think the sawmill's here. It's just not on the map yet. Maybe they're not done updating it. So, it's the middle of the night. Middle of the night. Let's see, I built this cool ship. It looks really cool. It's the middle of the night, so we won't be able to know how cool it is until the daytime. Oops. There we go. Yeah, so it has a gun on it. Gun doesn't work. It has the radar. I haven't put the radar on. Let's see. Well, let's take a look at the ship. Let's go through it. Okay. So for perspective, our other boat, right? So it's not much bigger. It's not much bigger. It's not much. So we're still going to use this, obviously, for rescues and stuff. But I thought, you know what, we need something a little bit bigger that we can do some industry with. And that's this. So in the next video, we're going to have to make some trailers for this that can handle the logs. And potentially we can put a single container on here, which is cool. I think that's kind of neat. So we'll have to see if we can make a trailer for this. That can drag one of those containers. It'll have some wheels on it or something. I think it can still be done, and it can still be really simple. It just needs a different thought. So, all I wanted to do with... Here, we're going to do something different. We're going to save this. Okay. I'm going to load this. This has the super simple radar on it. Goes into here. All right. So, you see the landing ship's not much bigger. What I have in here, some rescue equipment, a couple of weapons, and then this is going to be, there's just little bunks. I'll probably move the bed up a little bit. And this will be like a kitchen, maybe, and another little work area here. Camera station, whatever, right? Because when we're sailing, it's a bit more technology also needs to go into the wheelhouse. Yeah, pretty basic stuff. Alright, I did want the super simple radar. I guess I could put a monitor on here. Yeah, I kind of wanted this to be a little bit different, like, Let's see. It's meant for the 3x3. So, let's see. We could do that, or we can do that, and then of course this. I think it's cool. All right, so we could do something like that. Hey, do I have a toggle button? This will have to be the radar here. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. One will be the map and one will be radar. It'll be perfect. So, radar has to go into the super simple radar. Down here. And then the rotation needs to go into our super simple radar. Down there. And then we have our on off. I can't remember what that's for, but I'm sure it's important. And then we have our video out. I wonder if I put a switch in there just with the, I don't think I did. I don't think I modified it at all. It's totally original. That's the on off. It just goes in, it just passes through. That's it. Alright. It's for debugging. Yes, it's for debugging. Okay, so that turns that on, that turns that on. So let's just give it a quick little test here. And then we'll add the GPS. Okay, what I'll do is I have to be careful because in here there's no ventilation. So I could suffocate in here. All right. Yeah, super radar. There it is. All right. So, super simple radar. Let me calibrate this. One kilometer, done. All right. The rest doesn't really matter. Okay, so now we need a GPS. I'll put the autopilot on here. Why not? And then I'll need a toggle for the autopilot, which could be button number 4. Autopilot. All right, let's see. X coordinate, X position. Y coordinate, Y position. Oh, we need a compass. And then B is our Y target. All right. Then the last thing we need. Oh, and then we need a switch because we need to turn that to the rudder. So we have A and D. Oh, we need two. Right, so I just figured a landing craft would probably be a really cool thing, and because I've never used this type of ship before in Stormworks, it seems pretty handy. So why not, right? Why not? Let's this is going to be our one comes in from the autopilot. Which is our rudder. Our steering. That's going to be the on value. And then the off value is going to be AD from the Z. Yes, there we go. Now, what turns it on? Button number 4. Yeah. Button number 4 turns that on. So the last thing we want is the map to screen. And I'll throw that in there. Y, X, and then our zoom. That way we can turn it on and off if we need to. Perfect. Okay, that is an okay setup. Now what I want to do is I want to just see if we can get to Olsen Bay. 72,000. That leaves me with 11,000. Wow. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I can make a little trailer for that. Probably 3,000-4,000. And we'll see if we can make some money with these logs. Solid. So if we wanted to go, probably have to go to here. Perfect. Alright, now let's see if we can crank this thing. Crank this thing up a little bit here. What I should have done was checked out the linear speed on here. That's all right. That's all right. That, like I say, there's still a few more things that need to be added on here. I'm impressed. And then, of course, if it gets stormy out, we'll turn the autopilot off and just hug the coast. This thing's cool. I like it. It's neat. I'll expand that a little bit. It's just a counterweight right now, but I'll make it wider so it's alright. Keel. Pitch probably... There we go. Wasn't sure how I wanted the bat. Like, I mean, it's a floating platform, right? So I wasn't sure. Looks like there's a little bit of weight. I need a bit more weight to offset that gun. Right, not much inside. I'm sure there's water getting in there. I'll have to put a bilge system in here. Right, that's the inside, whatever. All right. Now we need to design a waypoint system for the ship. Now that we have a ship that can travel a fair distance, hopefully. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. That's what we're testing out here. Can we get to Olsen Bay? Now, I'm pretty sure we can sell fuel there. So I might take a little bit of extra fuel and make some money. Then I'll have to paint this thing up a little bit. As you can see, that's where the... I'll have to bring the black up a little bit more to the water line. That'll make it look a little bit better. And I'll see if I can do something about the back here. Just kind of... Maybe I'll get rid of this upper thing that's on there. I don't know. I'll add some more shape to the back. That's cool, with the oil platform being right there. That's insane. And the military base being over there, oh, this is going to make so much money. Alright, so it is likely if I could serve fuel. Yeah, if I conserve fuel. That's the goal, is to get out to there. Design that into a base that can defend. Now, I don't know, I can't remember if I searched this for crates or not. Could. Yeah, so we'll have to land in Olsen Bay, and then I'll have to take one of these out into the woods to the logging site. We'll have to see how big the logs are, like if they're 1 block or 2 block or 3. I can't remember. I think they're 3 by 3. And then I'll know how to make a trailer that can pull the logs. And we'll pull them back to the landing ship, and then we'll have to have an area on the ship where we can stash them. Tie them down, whatever. Okay, what I'm going to do is turn this up. I'm just looking to see if there's any crates here on the surface. I don't see any. Oh man. There might be one inside the lighthouse. Alright, we'll get to Olsen Bay first because I'm burning fuel. And then we'll check on the way back. It'll be a decent chunk of change. Alright, so we want to go to here. It's going to be dark again. Alright, I think it's just around the corner here. This is the entrance to the bay here. That actually didn't take too long. I'm alright with that. Yeah, I mean, that was a lot faster than driving. Alright, so... I wonder where would be a spot to... It looks like back over there, actually. Alright. Let's hope we don't sink. Whew. Smash, 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 smash. That's what I'm expecting, right? Smash, 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 smash. The game just stops. Well, that's cool. Oh, I'm caught there. Oh, oh, that sucks. I wonder if that the machine might be able to get down off of that. I'm trying to reverse, actually. Is it working? Oh. Reverse probably isn't even connected. Alright, well, we've made it this far. I knew there were bugs with it, so, meh. It is what it is. Let's see. We gotta deal with it. The whole point of coming out here was to explore. So let's start this and then we'll release it. Well, it's got no fuel in it. It's got no fuel in it. Whew. What are the chances of that? Oh, put the e-brake on. Alright, so now we are trying to get to there. So I'm obviously going to need like some kind of crane. To get these things back on the ship. I'll need a crane to be able to pick these things up. Okay, so that's good to know. So that's what we need to add on here. Oh, just a moment. Hold just a moment. You alright, kiddo? Alrighty, sorry about that. We'll just splice this one together, I guess. Okay, where we're going. There's no lights on this thing, so we're just trudging through the forest, I guess. I'm sure there's a road. I'm not sure. I thought there was a road. Maybe we'll be small enough that we'll sneak right through. Yeah, nice. And now this is the cool thing about having a little vehicle drone. Okay, so this is the logging camp here. Alright, so there's a couple of logs. 2 logs, and they're 3 by 3. Alright. Three by 3, and they're 2,000. That's not bad. That's 4,000. So they're quite long. I'm sure they'll fit on the ship. Sure they'll fit on the ship. It's like the maximum. Alright. So we have to pick it up and probably drag it. So maybe a magnet on here. Oh, this is going to be exciting. This is going to be exciting. Ah, the flashlight ran out. It's the middle of the night. The flashlight has run out of electricity. Alright. Okay. Uh-oh. I hear something being destroyed. I fear it may be the ship. Or it's the log destroying itself. Oh, oh man. There's no reverse on these things. They're like so basic. Come on, we're almost out. We're almost out. All right. What's a pig? Yeah, so currently there's no way to get this back on there with the way the ramp was currently set up. So, some things that need to be looked at. Again, that's going to probably do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. You guys are awesome. We did it. We built a landing ship. It's got some radar on it. We'll add some more features on it now that we're heading back to the port. And I'll see what's up. Make these revisions to the landing vessel. Right? I want to get the gun working too. That's going to go through the radar. Either through the radar or maybe, I thought maybe I could put a seat on it. You know? Right, so these things need reverse. The reverse gear. There we go. And then, of course, the ramp only comes out to 90. And that's it. So, we need a couple of things, right? We need a crane that could pick these up off the front of the ship. So, we need like a pivot. Let's see, now that we're building, let's turn this down because the building music gets a little loud. Start there. Let's see. May as well be a robotic pivot. And then that way it'll just pivot 90 and that'll be it, right? Put a seat there. Now, 1, 2, 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever that is. Probably 20 blocks. Gotta go further than that. All right, let's change this. All right. So from here, Oh, and then it'll need the pivot. Nah, you know what? We don't want to do that. We don't want it to pivot. Instead, here we can do something like this. Instead, we could do something like this. Now, that should be enough to pick that up. It's got 4 spots on it. And then what we want to do is on the ship itself, we want to have a couple of anchors. So I can pull it sideways. Now this machine here, this one's going to go. All right. So we're going to put the logs in there. Now, like I said, I don't really know exactly how long these logs are. But they're 3 by 3. So can't necessarily, let's see, can't necessarily. So it's basically in, out, up, and down, and that's it. All 4 of them will lift up at the same time, doesn't really matter. That'll be enough to lift this thing out of the water. As far as the logs go, it'd be nice to just tow them, like, behind the ship. You know? But if we have to store them on the ship, then what we need is we just need, I guess we need a cradle, quote unquote, right? So it would be like this. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. No. Do this in symmetry mode so we can make sure we are centered. 1, and it's gonna need to be taller than that, so I'm just gonna have to be pretty tall. Realize that there. They're 3 by 3. So it would sit in something like that. just don't want it to move, to jostle all around like when it's on the boat. Alright, and then we still need to make a trailer. Compatible with the logs. Right, there's 2 of them there, so we can pick up both the logs. Eventually what I'll do is I'll add, like when we want to put a container on here, for example. We'll have to add the capacity for that also. It will likely sit there. Alright. Well, that's not gonna work either, actually. There we go. Yeah, because the connector will sit right on top of that. So in theory, hopefully, it doesn't try and smash itself to pieces with these sharp little edges. Anything's possible in this game. So when I try and ship a container, I'm going to have to be extra careful. Alright, I think that's a bit more stable if I can put the logs in the center, and now I'm quite certain I'm going to have to move this thing here. Alright, cool. So, we got a little landing ship, has a crane on it. I just need to make some controls for that. Crane essentially is just, again, it's just to lift it out of the water. See how it looks. See if it sits stable. I need to adjust the paint a little bit, it seems. that kind of balanced it right out, actually. Cool. Yeah, and now if I make some connectors for the crane, we'll be able to pick up the logs and hopefully load them onto the ship somehow. Somehow I can figure that out. I might end up making the crane pivot. That might be we might have to do that. It's just, I don't want it to pivot because of the weight. Right? So in this case, I can, maybe that won't matter. Let's see. Maybe that won't matter. These are really good. These are really super good for getting that. So then if we put a knot in there and we say, and we put an oar on there. Let's see, we'll put the oar down here. And we can say not a, so when you're not pressing A, the brake is active, and then when we want the crane to move, the brake is inactive. And then what we'll do is we'll say from there, that's going to go into there. So this one here down, and this one here up. Alright, I like having just the separate buttons to do a few separate things. And then we'll take care of that, take care of this. Again, we'll still need maybe a little bit of a trailer for this to drag these huge logs out of the forest. I don't know how that's going to work. So we'll have to try out a couple of things in the next video. We'll get to play around with this. We'll play around, hopefully. We don't have a preset log, so we'll have to just guess and try and come up with a working combination. They are quite long though. I'm hoping that is enough room, but we won't know until we get one back to the ship and actually try it out. So yeah, so once again, thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. You're awesome. Let's see if we can just get this crane to move a little bit, and then that'll do it. Looks like also there's too much weight now in the front. Yeah, which is okay. So it says that the brake is true. Okay, so you see the problem there with the toggle. They should be push buttons. All right. Yeah. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. Again, I wish there was just a little more, perhaps I did a little bit more to shape the back, but I mean, that is how it is. So it seems like there was a little bit too much weight in the front. And we wanted to change the paint a little bit here. This water line is probably going to be here. Cool. Absolutely cool. Right. We'll try out some different landing craft, some different trailers. One wheel, two wheel. We'll see what's going to be the best to support a long beam that we can tow back to the ship. And then again, like this is a setup. Like I know we still have to pull. We'll be able to pick up the log with this, and then we'll still have to somehow get it back over to here, right? So like, you know. There is still some thought that needs to go into this. There is still some thought that needs to go to this. A little bit here, I think. We do something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot on this thing. I'm gonna run out of money again. Oh my goodness. I don't know if we'll need one here. So basically, once we get the log to here, we're gonna need to pull it back to this position. So we're gonna need an additional winch on this side, in addition to everything that we have here, just to help kind of, you know, help us work the boat. So I'm going to need to build a magnet, and I'm going to need to build a few things to get this thing running. And like I say, I keep mentioning it, we will take care of that in the next video. Again, until that happens, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying. I sure am. That's it, our landing ship. Alright, see you all in the next one.